What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today, we're using the Zekrom and Reshiram team. Once again, the Unova Ideal Dragons right here with Tapu Fini, Kartana, Heatran, and Hitmontop. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, highly recommend go checking it out. But Reshiram was able to put in a ton of work. So, let's get started and play some games. But before that, as always, under 75 likes is the like goal for the series. If you want to see a QR code of this team, all the videos with Zekrom and Reshiram have to hit 175 likes within 2 weeks of the final episode going up. So if you do want to see a QR code team of this team, be sure to hit that like button, or if you just enjoyed the video in general, hit that like button as well. But yeah, fun team. And I actually played one game before this, and you know what happened? I was about to get the Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolt combination off, and then my opponent crit me. And I'm like, this game sucks. But it's like, oh no, it's a curse. What the heck is this team? Let me just say. Lucario, Incineroar, Dialga, Kyogre, Lapras, and Tapu Koko. Really interesting team. It's kind of annoying because the Lucario does have access to Final Gambit, which is frustrating for my team to handle, actually. Yeah, dealing with that Pokemon is going to be hard, and I mean hard. I think this is a solo Zekrom game. Reshiram's not that good in this matchup, and Heatran is definitely not that good in this matchup. I do want to bring Kartana, Hitmontop, Tapu Fini, and Zekrom once again, like the previous Dialga match. This is an interesting team, let me just say that for sure. I think I lead Zekrom plus Fini with Kartana and Hitmontop in the back. The strange thing about this team that we're facing here with my opponent is, I think it's the Lucario, because if it's a support Lucario like a Final Gambit set, that's annoying because guaranteed knock out one of my Pokemon. I don't have a switch into Final Gambit at all, and I feel like all the Pokemon that I have are pretty important in this matchup. I think the most expendable will be Kartana potentially. We'll find out here though. Zekrom, Tapu Fini, because if you lead something silly, I can soak right here. It's going to be the Dialga and Tapu Koko. Alright. That works for me. Electric Surge is going to activate. Misty Surge is also going to activate, so let's see. Dialga seems slower. Okay. If I get rid of the Dialga, I feel very comfortable about my position. This Tapu Koko is a little bit annoying though, depending on its moveset, but I do have my Kartana with an Assault Vest, so I think since this Pokemon, this Dialga, is the most frustrating thing for my team to handle, I will go straight for the Soak Bolt Strike right here. Tapu Koko shouldn't be able to knock me out unless it's a Choice Specs Thunder. It has to have Choice Specs Thunder, I think, in order to knock me out. So we're just going to see Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so that's going to do a good amount of damage. It's not going to KO either one of my Pokemon. Zekrom actually takes it really well, and that was a critical hit on Tapu Fini. That was actually a really weak Dazzling Gleam, but then again, it wasn't boosted. So we do soak the Dialga. Bolt Strike does connect. I don't think I've ever missed a Bolt Strike. It's 85% accurate. It's the same accuracy as like Precipice Blades. Oh man, have you ever seen a Zekrom one-hit KO a Dialga? That is beautiful. The only way my opponent could stop that was a Lucario or Incineroar lead, so that works. That's really beautiful here. We'll see what my opponent decides to bring out next. Probably the Kyogre. I do have to watch out because Kyogre is still a tough Pokemon to handle. My opponent's like, no, not gonna have any of that. We're gonna take a win straight away. My opponent's like, nope, not dealing with this, and just decides to rage quit. So we're gonna look for another battle. I mean, it was definitely not over by far, but it looks like my opponent's like, hey, you know what? Screw this game. But how to maneuver? It would have been tough. It just depends on moveset. I'm guessing Kyogre's not Scarf, so Kartana was probably going to have a really fun time. Another Dazzling Gleam would have knocked out the Zekrom, and Zekrom was free to get another Fusion Bolt or Bolt Strike off, basically. So I would have gotten a lot of damage. This team, we're going to see Xerneas, Yveltal, Stakataka, Tapu Koko, the Incineroar. Not Incineroar, that's an Arcanine. I'm so used to saying Incineroar. And Amoonguss. So what do I like here? I like... do I like Tapu Fini? Not really. I like Reshiram. I like Hitmontop. I like Zekrom. because I think this is gonna be like, okay, so this matchup is really gonna come down to how well I play against the Xerneas, I think. And how fast I can get rid of Yveltal, because Yveltal is such a big annoying threat. I'm guessing this Arcanine cares close combat. I faced a similar team on stream before, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to lead Reshiram plus Hitmontop because of the fake out pressure, and then I could probably get Tailwind up and then a Blue Flare. Helping Hand Blue Flare might actually be able to knock out Yveltal or the Xerneas, so that would be really nice if I could get that off, because getting rid of those big threats right away is nice. And I don't see really a way that my opponent can really deny Tailwind immediately. Unless maybe setting up your own Tailwind, but my opponent doesn't have fake out pressure, which is really good for me. So Hitmontop's fake out is pretty much guaranteed. We'll find out what my opponent decides to bring out, but I'm liking my position so far. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. Going to lead the Arcanine Amoonguss. That's a really interesting lead, let me just say that. And I mean very interesting, like, wow, I've never seen that one before. Activate the Turbo Blaze, so it's not max speed Arcanine, like Jolly max speed, so that's good to confirm. I could go for the fake out in the Amoonguss and Tailwind up. Yeah, I like the fake out in the Amoonguss and Tailwind up. I don't know what Arcanine does, but it could Snarl, I guess. It could Bulldoze, but those are kind of situational. And even if you Snarl, I can Helping Hand Blue Flare anyway, so I don't think that's a big deal. I think I'll just go for the fake out, because Arcanine can't do much damage to my Reshiram. I don't care if he damaged him on top. We're going to see Amoonguss Protect, that's fine. I don't risk the Spore here. That's the main part. Like, I just don't risk the Spore. So I fake out into the Protect. We're going to see Tailwind go up. And let's see what my opponent does with the Arcanine. Maybe it's a Snarl, which would activate my eject button, actually, now that I think about it. And again, Fusion Flare and a Fusion Bolt, I think knocks out the... I think it knocks out the Amoonguss, actually, now that I think about it. Even if it's -1, it's Life Orb, and then Fusion Bolt does a lot. I could also go into Heatran, but I don't want to take a Snarl or Close Combat, so we'll just go into Zekrom here. Yeah, I probably should have just faked out the Arcanine and went for Tailwind. Because now that I think about it, you're not going to Spore immediately because of the fact I could have brought Tapu Fini in this matchup, and Tapu Fini is actually decently viable if I had Haze or something like that. My opponent doesn't know I have Haze. But yeah, we'll go for the Fusion Flare and a Fusion Bolt combination. We're finally going to get it off, by the way. Now, let me just make sure, because I kind of ordered my moves wrong. And it's kind of weird because they both look the same to me. Fusion Bolt, Fusion Flare into the Amoonguss. Unless it's Akaberry Amoonguss, I should be able to KO. Arcanine going to Protect, so that's beautiful. That's beautiful. We'll go for Fusion Flare. It is Akaberry. Okay, let's hope the Zekrom can knock it out then. Because it is double the power. That also did a decent amount, even through the Akaberry -1. We are Life Orb too, so Fusion Bolt. Come on, Zekrom. Oh! That animation and that beauty. We finally get this off after who knows how long I've been wanting to get that off. That's the first time I've seen it in game. That is beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Let's see what my opponent brings out next. If it's Zekrom, I knock it out. If it's Xerneas, I knock it out. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for me. I wanted Arcanine as a Roar. Well, pretty sure that I should be able to knock out the Xerneas with the Fusion Bolt. So I'll just go for the Fusion Bolt and Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolt combination once again. No reason not to. I could definitely see Xerneas Protect, but I don't have a reason not to target down the Arcanine with Fusion Flare and a Fusion Bolt into Xerneas, because at least I get damage on Arcanine, which is, you know, alright for me. Arcanine can't really slow me down regardless anyway, so let's see what my opponent has to counteract this play. I'm really liking my position right now because I am pinning down, and who knows, like, if Xerneas protects, he might be worried about me doubling up the Arcanine, so he might not protect, but you do protect here, fearing for the Xerneas' life. You should, because it doesn't want to get electrocuted and turned into venison, as we will go for a Fusion Flare and Arcanine. Kind of wish I doubled up. That's actually impressive damage for -1. As we do it into the Xerneas, let's see, Snarl once again. Which really doesn't affect me too much because, again, the Fusion Bolt is the one that's doing the damage here. And at this point, you might not be able to beat Heatran in the end game. We will Fusion Flare the Xerneas. And we'll Fusion Bolt the... yeah, we'll Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolt. Just in case. The damage on Arcanine doesn't really matter too much anymore, I think. If you sack your Yveltal in the back, I'm okay with that because Yveltal's damage output is kind of crazy. So I'll definitely take that. We're going to see the Arcanine retreat here into Yveltal. Alright. And I think you have to attempt for a double protect with Xerneas. I'm really hoping you don't get it though. Oh, you don't actually, so I'm able just to knock out the Xerneas, it looks like. Fusion Flare. Oh man, I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this right now. Fusion Flare and a Fusion Bolt. We definitely knock out the Xerneas, and yeah, that's looking pretty good for us. That destructive power is insane. That destructive power is actually insane. We do knock out the Xerneas. Great. Tailwind Peter's out, but that's fine at this point. I guess the question is, does the Yveltal have foul play? Because I think that's like what I gotta ask myself right now. But foul play is not gonna do too much. I can just go Hitmontop for my Reshiram, I think, and I just go for the Bolt Strike here into the Yveltal as well. If Yveltal protects, doesn't matter because next turn I Fake Out and Bolt Strike combination into the Yveltal. If you double up here, I don't think you're gonna knock out my Zekrom. And the reason I don't want to switch Zekrom out is because I do knock out the Yveltal anyway with Bolt Strike, and I don't want to risk foul play later on, which could knock out. I don't know the calc based on earlier, but who knows. Knockoff knocks off my Magnet, and Snarl gonna come out. That's fine. Boosted by Dark Horse still doesn't do anything. And if I hit this, I'm in a really good spot. Nice. I haven't missed one of those yet. And that still knocks out even without the Magnet at -1. That is super strong. We do get to knock on Yveltal. And now we can just go for the Fake Out and a Fusion Bolt into the Arcanine. And then we can follow up by a Helping Hand plus Fusion Bolt, which should be able to knock out. I could also Roost here if I really want to. It looks like my opponent can't touch this Zekrom. The match is just going to be forfeit. So we do take a win there. Nice. Nice. Absolutely stunning, I think. Absolutely stunning. We finally got the combination off. Yes. I'm so happy we actually got that combination off. It took how many episodes? 1, 2, 3? Is this the 4th or 5th episode? I can't remember. I think this is the 4th episode. Yeah, it's the 4th episode. Dang, it took 4 episodes to get that off. But it was worth it because it obliterated my opponent's team. It obliterated that Amoonguss. It obliterated that Xerneas. And yeah, that was fun. I think that was fun. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I've never seen like that powered up Fusion Bolt. That's insane. Kind of wish we could see the power up Fusion Flare, but that's going to be super situational. Probably not going to see it. We would have to see like Icy Wind or Electro Web hitting the Reshiram. Or we would need to see like someone tricks a Choice Scarf into my Zekrom. Like very little chance, I think, of us getting it. But who knows? Maybe we face like a Tapu Fini. They normally carry Icy Wind. Maybe we could get that off. Who knows? We'll find out in the future. But yeah, Zekrom and Reshiram putting in work in that game. So really, really nice to see there. And yeah, I think overall just being able to, I think Fake Out the Arcanine would have been better. But actually, even if I did, because I wouldn't have gotten that off. So I'm happy I got that off no matter what. I don't care if it was still optimal to target on the Arcanine. I got the combo I wanted. Finally, it was absolutely beautiful. But looks like we're taking an error, so we're going to have to restart my 3DS. So we'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. Alright, our next opponent, Joanne, SSQ it looks like. Which is actually really clutch because I almost couldn't find the game in time for maintenance. We're going to see the Tapu Koko, Incineroar, Venusaur, Groudon, Xerneas, and Stakataka. So, man, I would love to bring the Kartana here, but Heatran, definitely. Reshiram, Hitmontop. I might not need Kartana. Like, I'm thinking of bring... It's just dang Venusaur is a little bit difficult to handle. I think I'm going to bring the Reshiram though with Hitmontop. I just don't know what you're going to do against me. Not bringing Zekrom in this game. I think we're going to go Heatran. And the question is, do I bring Fini to negate the Electric Surge. I mean, not the Electric Surge. Well, yeah, the Electric Surge too, I guess. But more importantly, the Sleep Powder from the Venusaur. Because Venusaur really doesn't do much other than the terrain. It's basically like I'm bringing a useless Mon. I think I go Cart. Yeah, I'm more worried about... it's difficult to say, right? Really depends on the ground set. Like, can I live a Blue Flare from Xerneas? I think that's a big question that has to be answered. I really wish I knew the calc right away, because I probably should have calced it earlier on, but yeah. It's also really frustrating to handle because this Groudon most likely carries Protect, unlike the other Groudon teams that we faced where it was more like Choice Band, so it couldn't Protect anyway. As okay, my opponent leads to straight off Incineroar Xerneas against my Reshiram. Him on top. Let's find out who's faster. Let's find out who's faster. Oh, that's interesting. So my Reshiram is actually faster than my opponent's Xerneas. This one means I could probably go for Helping Hand Blue Flare and not have to use Heatran yet, which could be extremely good. This is one of those turns where it's optimal to actually protect and fake out because I don't want to take like my opponent going for knockoff in the Reshiram right away. So I'm just gonna go for the fake out and protect. The next turn I think I Helping Hand Blue Flare. Yeah. Let's see what my opponent does. We will fake out here. As fake out's gonna go out into the Reshiram. No surprise there. Now the question is, what do? You don't know? Do you know? I want a Blue Flare Helping Hand. I could also just close combat the Incineroar. I'm not sure if he allowed me to do that though, so it really just depends on the situation. I do want to get that knockout into the Xerneas right away if I can. So I will go aggressive here. Because if I can get rid of Xerneas, that's great for me. And I do hit the Blue Flare. It's Helping Hand, Life Orb boosted. My opponent didn't set up Geomancy yet. I just knock out the Xerneas. That's insane, dude. That's insane. I do take Life Orb damage, but we are going to see a knockoff into my Reshiram. So getting rid of my Life Orb, but with the Sun Up and my Helping Hand, the Helping Hand boost you're going to give me eventually, I'm looking pretty good in this matchup. I'm looking extremely good in this matchup. So that works out beautifully for me. We're going to see the Groudon coming out. What's stopping me from going for Helping Hand Blue Flare? I guess if you're Jolly Groudon, but that's super rare. Well, we faced a potential Jolly Groudon. I don't know if it was Jolly. I'm guessing it was Animate Life Orb. I don't think it was other thing. We will go for the Helping Hand Blue Flare into the Groudon. Because Incineroar can't do anything either. It can Flare Blitz my him on top. That won't knock out through Intimidate, and then they get a free switch in. The problem is, I guess it just depends on who I would switch into. You also have to be worried because I think a Blue Flare in a close combat could be a thing in the Incineroar, so let's find out here. Well, Helping Hand should be a Protect. No Protect, so I do get a Blue Flare off. Am I just going to knock out the Groudon? Are you Assault Vest? You are Assault Vest, it looks like. Stomping Tantrum. Into the Reshiram, which is fine. And Flare Blitz? Yeah, okay. That's fine, though. The burn's frustrating, but not the worst. Did I bring Kartana or didn't bring Fiend? I brought Kartana, right? Yeah, I brought Kartana. I could go Kartana here. Yeah, I could go Kartana here. And then I could bring out my Him on top. Click Fake Out into the Incineroar and knock off. Just depends on what item I potentially am getting rid of on that Groudon. We'll bring out him on top. Burn's a little bit annoying if Stack Attack is in the back. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying Stack Attack is in the back because my opponent can get a Trick Room up. That's a little bit frustrating, but I think I can still pull this out if it is the Stack Attack in the back. And we'll go for Fake Out into the Incineroar. At least if it's Venusaur in the back, you can't Sleep Powder. So I guess that's one good thing. I'm going to Fake Out Knockoff. Like, a Leaf Blade, yeah, can get a big damage off, but like, Knockoff pretty much gets an item. And I'm not going to knock out like Coco. We're going to see the Venusaur come out, so yeah, that's fine. So we Fake Out the Incineroar. doing basically no damage. Knock off into the Venusaur for a bit. Getting rid of that Life Orb. Oh, if it's Life Orb, I don't like the look of that. It could be Hidden Power Fire. It realistically could be Hidden Power Fire. I do not want to risk Hidden Power Fire. I think I'd rather go Heatran here. Well, if it is HP Fire, I guess this is the annoying part. I'm going to close combat the Incineroar, go out on the Heatran. I'm going to scout for the Hidden Power Fire. Sludge Bomb won't knock out my Hitmontop, which is a good thing. We'll bring out the Heatran here. Just goes for the Sleep Powder. Into what, though? Why are we Sleep Powdering? Did he predict a switch? Close Combat actually still does a lot to the Incineroar, which I like, but Flare Blitz going to come out. Oh, into the Heatran slot. Did you try to Sleep Powder to Hitmontop? I know Hitmontop's a dead slot, basically, but was that really worth it? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think the play is to go Kartana here. I know it's a Solvus Groudon. I think I just Earth Power the Incineroar slot and switch out to Kartana, because I'm not sure if you would Hidden Power Fire the slot, because I could go for like Heat Wave into, well, Helping Hand Heat Wave might have actually been able to knock out Incineroar with the Flash Fire boost, so maybe I should have went for it regardless. But I want to go Kartana there because of the fact that even if you Hidden Power Fire Call that slot, right, if I get rid of Incineroar, I just win the game, right? Because Earth Power knocks out Incineroar, then I bring out Hitmontop, I fake out the Groudon, and I guess just Earth Power double up just in case, and I win the game automatically. Like, there were probably a lot of ways I could have won. I felt like that was going to be the best way I could have handled it, because I avoid the HP Fire in the late game if he Sludge Bomb right there, and if he do Sludge Bomb right there, I just protect Heatran, I get Kartana in, I knock out your Incineroar or your Groudon depending on, but if you lose Groudon, you just lose the game, so I don't think that's a good play. You have to sack Incin, and let's say if Kartana Heatran came out, Groudon next to Venusaur, I think the sun's still going to be up, but at least what happens is, even if you HP Fire, it's fine. I can protect Heatran, go for the attack into the Groudon, because if I attack the Groudon, right? If I attack the Groudon, so if you HP Fire, you knock out my Kartana, right? No big deal. I get my switch in the Hitmontop, and I get to click Fake Out and Earth Power the following turn, and I do win the game. Otherwise, like, if you don't have an Power Fire, you can't beat my Kartana, and I just get the guarantee to hit the Groudon and win. I know that's 100% blue. Assault Vest Groudon, because of the fact that it did have reveal Stomping Tantrum, and also the fact that it took a Helping Hand Blue Flare into Sun from Reshiram. Like, that's insane damage. That's insane damage. And Groudon doesn't have the best special defense in the world, so it had to be like Assault Vest Groudon. So that was basically what I was thinking for the endgame scenario. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back to Battles. Reshiram doing a ton of work, and we finally got that combo off. The Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolt. Fusion attacks, people. They are powerful, just like pledges. They're powerful. But hope everyone enjoyed. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Shows the support. As well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series on my channel. All that good stuff will be linked down below. If you want to support the channel, there is my Patreon page linked down below. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. And you can check out my Twitch channel for awesome VGC 2019 live streams and more gaming action right there. Hit that link, give it a follow. But otherwise, subscribe if you want to see more awesome VGC teams, content, etc. Let me know what you want to see in the future. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.